In this Battletech Medium Tactica vlog, we're going to explore the Clint, asking the question, how does this mech operate, or how does it want to operate, and what kind of lance would it really excel in? And one of the things that we see about this mech, the first thing that I see, is we've got good maneuverability, good speed, we've got jump jets, combined with consistent damage dealers and redundancy. The weapons loadout for the Clint is focused on every turn putting down some solid dice on the table. You can count on it. There's a reliability to that. Now, you have to hit. You have to be able to hit. That's kind of a side question, a side tactica. But jumping in, the first question is, with a medium mech, jump jets, yes or no? Now, I would prefer to have jump jets on my medium mech. And if I don't have jump jets, there has to be a good reason for it. There has to be something that really specializes it or some sort of variant on there, because medium mechs, not just in the narrative, for the battle value, they're kind of the workhorse in the game. I'm going to find myself in a variety of situations. I need to hold my own in situations, but more importantly, the battle value for medium mechs, I need to be ready for opportunities. I need to be there. Hopefully I can see it. Then I have to capitalize on it. When you make a mistake as a mech commander or as a mech warrior, you've piloted yourself into a place where if I have maneuverability to take advantage of that, along with the consistent damage dealing, that works kind of well. Now, in terms of weapons, we're looking at the stock. We've got an autocannon 5 and 2 medium lasers. You've got 3 weapons that deal consistent damage at long to medium range, and what you hit, you hit. We don't have any missiles on here, and we don't have any kind of secondary backup weapons like machine guns. What this means is, without that spread to possibly hit other areas, the Clint is focused on fire support, in my opinion, as part of a lance to really soften things up to later look for crit seeking. It's kind of a mech that I see during the opening and mid of the battle rather than finishing things off. And that's not to say it can't. So what we have, though, in terms of firepower is about average for a medium mech, but all 3 are keyed to damage, damage, and damage. There's no missile spread. There's no wide variety of ranges, and we're not wasting some tonnage or expending some tonnage on subsystems like flamers and machine guns. So with that tactica, the Clint is going to be able to put out that damage in support as a medium mech, or driving off those pesky light mechs, trying to get you to burn initiative or worry about a flank. Now, as part of a lance, I see the Clint working well with something like a missile boat, trebuchet, or looking at the dervish, something that's a little bit more dedicated to missiles. That makes a nice partner with this mech, where the Clint can be moving forward with its other lance mates, dealing that consistent damage, hopefully punching through that armor, and then turn it over to the dervish or another missile boat type mech, possibly even if it's a heavier command mech like an archer, where you're now going to try and hit that critical spot with the biggest spread of missiles. Not really that worried about causing damage, or I shouldn't say not worried. That's not the primary focus, to cause damage. It's to get something, to hit with something in that critical and hopefully destroy a system, take out a weapon, or if there's some ammo located there and they haven't ejected it, make the entire thing explode. So it's not a mech. What we see is certain mechs are full fire support with what they're dealing. Other mechs are kind of missile support that'll be crit seeking, and some mediums will be a mix of both, where I might have a primary weapon like an autocannon, a medium laser, but then a short-range missile pack or a long-range missile pack where I'm going to try and split the missiles to seek for those crits. The Clint works well with that because its entire battle value is focused in that one area. If it has a mech to complement it, or a pack of hovers with missiles to complement it, to move fast, to get those positioning and firing arcs, that's got some bite. Now, in terms of a mech by itself, for me, what I see, the battle value, it's about, I think 650, 660. That's not a lot. that's kind of a fair amount for a medium mech that's got maneuverability and has 3 solid weapons that you can count on, that you can utilize. The question that I wonder is, I really don't see more players, both in my local meta. Now, of course, we all have our own favorite mechs, and this is the question I'm going to leave as a mech commander to my fellow mech commanders. My local meta, I don't see a lot of these mechs being played. It's pretty rare. Now, we all have our favorite mechs. We also have mechs that we'll bring in from time to time, depending on the nature of the game. But also in some of the Battletech battle reports that I've watched on YouTube, and I've searched, I really don't see this mech that often. And I kind of wonder why, because it's not a bad machine for what it does. But as a medium mech, as a workhorse machine, it is very focused in that one role. And for it to really shine, you want to pair it with either combined arms, hovers with missiles, in my opinion, or a mech, another medium, or possibly a heavy, depending on the battle value, that is going to have the missile systems to complement what this machine is trying to do.